What's good, YouTube? You already know who it is, man. It is your boy, Jerry Fit, and we are back to react with what's new on the boat. It's Mysterious Monday, man. Welcome to another edition of it, bro. We got mysterious mysteries, bro. A grandfather shot, a mother lost at sea, all not eyes on Nathan Carman. This is from the Scary Mysteries channel, man. We told you guys we're going to be making a series every Monday. We're going to be bringing the mysterious videos, crazy murder body cams, anything that has to do with, like, conspiracies, just keeping it mysterious. I thought you guys would like a series like this. Um, we started it last Monday, and yeah, it's been good so far, bro. I don't really know who Nathan Carman is. I've never heard of this name before. I don't know if this is like a story about a specific case or like I don't know, just in general. Like I really don't know what this story is about. So if you guys have heard of this story before, definitely let me know in the comments, bro. And also make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications because we're posting every single day, man. I appreciate you guys rocking with me, bro. Let's just jump into this video, man. Say said someone's lost at sea.
Every town has a dark side.
Very facts.
Nathan Carman, who is from Middletown, was charged with killing his mother after a boat ride in 2016 left her missing at sea. Nathan Carman.
So this is from 2016, man. Have y'all heard this story before?
And whose grandfather and mother died in
It's about 10 years ago.
incidents, appeared in court today to try to collect his inheritance.
Accused of murdering his mother at sea 6 years ago, says he didn't do it. Today, Nathan Carman was in federal court.
Nathan Carman, charged with killing his own mother during a boat trip in 2016.
On the open ocean, with nothing but sky and water as far as the eyes can see, or somewhere out there drifting alone on a life raft. There's no food or water. It's just him. But his story doesn't quite add up.
They just found him when they found him?
2016 off the coast of New England. And 22-year-old Nathan Carman had just been quote-unquote rescued after claiming his fishing boat sank during a trip out there with his mom. She was gone, vanished beneath the waves, and he somehow survived. At first glance, it looked like a tragic accident, but if you dig a little deeper, you'll find a rabbit hole here of shady details, family fortunes.
Let's hear it, man. Marblehead. Sounds familiar.
Because this wasn't the first time someone close to Nathan had died under serious circumstances. When investigators started pulling at the threads, what they unraveled was a tale of greed, betrayal, and calculated manipulation that had spanned years and involved not just one disappearance, but a murder as well.
Damn.
Hey guys, it's Andrew. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Every Town Today. We're headed up to the quiet suburbs of Connecticut.
Connecticut! I was just there on Saturday, bro. That's crazy. Damn.
To take a deep dive into the strange story of Nathan, a young man at the center of a mystery that's still raising eyebrows to this day.
Dude, what's so funny is I know someone who looks like this dude.
Or was there something much darker at play here? And this is the twisted mystery of Nathan Carman. On December 19th of 2013, at the restaurant on the Berlin Turnpike in Newington, Connecticut, John Chakalos, an 87-year-old real estate developer worth nearly $50 million,
Wow.
finishes a nice dinner with his grandson Nathan.
What?
They climb into Nathan's Nissan Titan pickup truck. The snow is all but melted, the night is clear, and conservative talk radio fills the cab as they discuss their mutual disdain for Hillary Clinton. Just a grandfather and a grandson, ending an ordinary evening, or so it seems. By 8:30 p.m., they pull into Chekalov's driveway on
I've been to Windsor.
Nathan helps his grandfather get inside the house, and they spend a few minutes talking. The phone rings, and it's Chekalov's much younger lover returning his call from earlier that day, when he had tried reaching her from an erotic boutique in Hartford.
What?
The conversation then starts to take a flirty turn, and the older millionaire, not wanting to end it just yet, casually walks Nathan to the door with a smile. He whispers into the phone, "Nathan's just leaving, give me a minute. I want to say goodbye to my grandson." They hug, the door closes, and John returns to his phone call, making plans for a romantic getaway to New York City with his new toys from the Love Boutique.
Oh, hell no, bro. Hell no, man. Why did that just click in my head, man?
The trip is never going to happen. Because unfortunately for John,
That's not even the point of this video.
anyone will see him alive again.
Yeah, fucking the Greek
The next
Diddy
day
over here.
arrives like any other. It's December 20th, and Elaine Chekalos is making her regular drive to her father's house for breakfast. As a registered nurse, she always checks that he's taking his heart meds, the ones that he keeps on the right side of the kitchen sink. She pulls into the driveway at 8:15 a.m. and parks next to his car. Nothing seems out of place. She lets herself in as usual and calls out his name. But something's off. The house is very eerily quiet. You see, John has been an early riser since his army days back in the 40s. By this time, he'd normally be at his desk, shuffling papers, the smell of fresh coffee filling the house.
Bro, those
But
beans
today,
right next to the cup?
that office is empty. The desk is untouched. Elaine's heart begins to race as she goes through
Yeah,
the
I'd be
list.
tweaking,
What
man.
ifs? What if he fell out of bed? What if he died in his sleep? She knows that something has happened, so she moves toward his bedroom, each step heavier than the last. The door creaks open, letting in a sliver of light from the hallway. That's when she sees him. Still lying on the king-size bed, his sheets and comforter are soaked in red. Half his head is completely gone.
What does that mean?
She lets out a terrified scream, stumbles outside with trembling fingers.
What does that mean? Half of his head is gone. Did he shoot his face off?
The quiet neighborhood transforms into a full-on crime scene. Police cars line the street. Officers move back and forth.
I'm trying to see if like some of if I feel like if I hear some of these details that some of this shit might come back to me, but I don't think I heard about this way back in the day, man.
The lawn. Inside the house, that's where investigators discover something that immediately tells them some valuable information about why this man is not dead. You see, John always kept stacks of cash on hand, old school emergency money, he called it. And all of that was untouched. And the valuables in the home, all still there too. Lieutenant Christopher McKee walks through the house, taking it all in, and he now knows this wasn't a robbery turned violent. All signs point to the fact that this was personal. Money was clearly not a motive, at least.
I wonder if there were. My thing is like, so if there's no signs of breaking and entry, like, how do we rule out his son? Because they said that these are two separate incidences, right? So me being Detective Reacts, I'm thinking, how do they trace this dude's movements? The Chocolos guy? How do they trace his movements and see that he was last with his son, or grandson that dropped him off? No sign of forced entry. But how did they clear the grandson is what I'm trying to get at. You know what I'm saying? Like, we haven't seen, obviously, if they even picked him up or interviewed him, but they said that he was cleared because the incident with his mom happened at another time. So obviously he didn't go to jail for what happened to his grandfather. Oh, and there it is, a grandfather shot. I didn't even see that. I'm like, half of his head is on? How?
Multiple shots from a rifle, one entering the
A
stomach,
rifle?
two hitting his head. The ballistics team examines the bullet fragments and makes their determination. The murder weapon is most likely a Sig Sauer rifle.
That'll do it, man. That'll take your head off right there.
And here's where our story takes a real dark turn. As detectives begin interviewing family members, one name keeps coming up over and over again. Nathan Carman, the victim's 19-year-old grandson, and here's why. Nathan wasn't like most kids, you see. Growing up in Connecticut, the son of divorced parents, Linda and Clark, he struggled with Asperger's syndrome.
Carman was treated for mental health issues from the time he was a small child until he was 17 years old.
That's tough,
Since that
man.
time, Carman has avoided any mental health treatment.
That's
He lived
tough.
a pretty lonely existence overall. But John Chekalos, he saw something different in Nathan.
Hey, man, that's always how it is with the old heads, man. Like, I can't even fault him for wanting to, like, take, like, a bigger hand in trying to help him heal. Like, I can only, like, applaud him for that, honestly, because, like, a lot of old heads, like, they don't really see mental health as, like, a real thing. But then there's, like, this certain group of old heads who are always, like, willing to change and adapt. So, like, when I get mad and I talk in general, it's not always just, like, talking about the entire group, bro. Because I think in one of my videos I was talking about how I always have, like, bad experiences with, like, elderly people. And it's not like I hate all of them. It's just like, dude, some of them, like, really think that they're entitled to shit, and they're just not. So, I actually commend his grandfather for actually trying to reach out and trying to be closer to his grandson and help him. And like, it's just fucked up that the kid had so many problems that he couldn't even see that, his grandpa was only just trying to help him. It sucks, man. But I mean, Asperger's really isn't an excuse to just kill someone. I thought Asperger's was like when you're just like kind of like antisocial, or like not antisocial, but like really like don't really want to interact with people. That's not an excuse for murdering someone. So we're gonna have to see a little bit more about what they mean with the mental health stuff.
Chekalos had 4 daughters and 8 grandchildren. And Nathan, he was special. He was the first male grandson. In Chekalos' eyes, that meant everything.
The heir, yeah.
The old man doted on him, paying for his education, his housing.
Wait, did he say he had all daughters? Yeah, exactly, yeah. The heir.
Paying for his education, his housing, even buying him a horse.
Holy Christ.
While other family members fought for scraps of attention and money, Nathan got it all. The affection, the gifts, the inheritance.
That makes it even worse that he killed him.
Created poison within the family. All this special treatment built some deep resentments, as you can imagine.
Man.
Chekalos' daughters and grandchildren were there, watching Nathan get showered with everything they were desperately competing for. True crime author Casey Sherman would later describe it as Shakespearean, like King Lear pitting his children against each other, except this wasn't fiction. This was a real family being torn apart by $50 million. That's how much was up for grabs.
That's a nice-ass mansion.
John came to pass. And Nathan, always getting the attention from him, stood to get most of the inheritance, and he knew that. So, like, there was your motive. The police sat down with Nathan, and it started with a simple question: do you own any guns? Nathan's answer was just an air gun. But here's the thing about that. It was a lie, and the cops knew it going in. And they knew that just weeks before his grandfather's murder, Nathan had traveled up to New Hampshire, the good old live free or die state.
Is this UNH that they did? No, that's not UNH. I thought it was UNH.
6-hour rifle, the exact type of weapon used in the killing.
Right, dude. No, now we need... Oh, shit, bro, my bad. Now, like, I was trying to turn around, tripped on my shoe, bro. I gotta find somewhere better to put them. But no. Now we need to actually... This is what I was just talking about before I said, like, they didn't even... We haven't seen if they interviewed or questioned. Now we need to know what was the whole process, because how do you track him down, track the Chakalos dude's movements, the grandfather, I'm just going to say the grandfather, how do you track the grandfather's movements, know that he was the last person to be with the grandfather, know that he has the same gun as the ammo that was found in the grandfather's room after he was dead, and still let this dude be clear? I need to know what happened, and hopefully they tell us in this video. I need to know.
When confronted with this fact, Nathan changes his story. Yes, he admits he did buy the rifle, but he lost it.
And he lied. He lied in the interview.
He explains that he bought it because he didn't feel safe at home, but the gun's never found. And then there's Nathan's alibi, or rather, the hole in it. Nathan tells police he left his house around 3 a.m. on the night in question to meet his mother for one of their fishing trips. But on the way, he claims he got lost. Now remember, this is someone who lived in this area his whole life. And somehow, during the exact hour his grandfather was murdered, Nathan goes completely off the grid. He's not heard from until 4:01 a.m. So one missing hour, one missing gun, and one dead millionaire. Investigators obtained a search warrant for Nathan's apartment in July.
He has his own apartment? Oh, yeah, because they said
They
that
find a Remington
grandpa's
tactical
playing.
shotgun, ammunition, and something else.
Bro,
Notes containing intricate details about sniper rifles and improvised explosive devices. One neighbor at the time tells police that Nathan is a time bomb waiting to go off.
pretty good
They
description.
also discovered that Nathan destroyed his computer's hard drive and discarded his car GPS unit around the time of the murder.
Bro, what?
Press.
How is this dude able to get out of a situation like this?
Nathan invokes his Fifth Amendment rights and stops talking altogether. He knows the evidence is mounting. Then the police draft an arrest warrant. They plan how to take Nathan into custody without endangering anyone else because at this point, they believe he's already killed once and owns multiple firearms. But just when they're ready to move, the warrant comes back unsigned. The prosecutor wants more evidence. And try as they might, they just can't get it. And so then, this case goes cold.
Oh my fucking gosh. That's just pure laziness, man. You had everything right in front of you. This is just pure laziness, bro.
3 years pass by and Nathan is rich. He got some of that inheritance, which he uses to buy a house in Vermont and a fishing boat, and he names the chicken pox. And he could have just gone quietly into
How did, like, I wonder how the family feels like after that. Like, bro, your grandpa died, you got the inheritance, and you went and bought a house. Like, none of them are suspicious. Do any of them know the fact that he was brought in by the police, questioning shit? Like, this is way too confusing right now.
Life that kept the spotlight off of himself. But do you really think that's what Nathan did? His relationship with extended family had deteriorated completely by this point. At the funeral of his grandfather, Joe Washburn, a caretaker of Chuckalow's New Hampshire estate, claims Nathan's Aunt Valerie approached her saying, "Nathan killed my father, and he'll never be prosecuted. If anything, he'll place him in a mental institution."
I got a feel for her, bro.
And now we arrived to September 17th of 2016, and another chapter in this family's dark saga is about to unfold.
What's crazy is this dude probably could have just, like, gotten away with that for the rest of his life if he probably didn't do whatever he just did to his mother. Or whatever he's gonna do. We'll see. But that's just pure laziness on the first case from the Connecticut Police Department.
His mother Linda on yet another one of their fishing trips.
Bro, this goatee is scaring the shit out of me.
Linda Carman that you'll find interesting. But she doesn't like fishing, she doesn't eat fish, and she's actually nervous about water in general. But she goes fishing with Nathan regularly because he likes it. And as a mother, she's trying to nurture their relationship.
I guess.
It seems like a good idea on paper, but in reality, at least with Nathan,
she should have sent his ass to a fucking mental institute. Because even, like, after the police cleared him, like, you still don't think he has any problems? Like, I guess because he was old enough, but still, like, you being a mom, I don't know. It's complicated, man. What do you guys say on that?
Fellow boater Mike Iozzi watches Nathan work on his aluminum boat for hours. What he notices Nathan isn't fixing things. He's drilling holes. And pretty big ones, too. Some as large as $50. He's removing screws from trim tabs. You know, the things that keep boats stable. Iozzi, who drills holes for a living, warns Nathan that if he does that, without those, the boat would sink. And Nathan brushes him off, saying trim tabs aren't necessary, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Iozzi then asks about his plans for the day, and Nathan says that they're going to Block Canyon, 75 miles offshore to catch some fish. That's when Iozzi notices there are no fishing poles in the boat, so pretty odd. When Linda gets to the dock, she sends a quick text to 3 friends, letting them know she's heading out toward Striper Rock, southeast of the windmills, and plans to be back by 9 a.m. And she tells them to call her at noon if they haven't heard from her. It's something she always does.
Bro, oh, okay.
She even includes a photo of the boat's registration number, just to be extra cautious. Security cameras capture them preparing to board around 11 p.m. And as they depart into the darkness, Linda texts her friends one last time saying, "Just leaving the dock." And these will be her final messages. Within an hour, a fisherman spots the chicken pox heading south past Block Island.
That was the name of his boat.
Double take. The cabin lights look odd, too close together. And the seas are calm, the boat's moving slowly. And that's the last sighting of them on those waters. The next day, Linda's friend,
this dude he's like bold as shit. Cause how do you like intentionally just sink your own boat, not knowing like what's in the water to come get you too? In the dark too, especially.
When it doesn't come, she gets concerned. By that evening, they contact the Coast Guard, triggering a huge search and rescue operation. From Boston, search and rescue controller Richard Arsenal developed search models. Using Linda's cellular data, they identify her phone's last location at 12:45 a.m. on Block Island, south side. They deploy helicopters, boats, and map out 1,282 square nautical miles. After searching a huge area, they turn up with nothing at all. No boat, debris, or signs of life.
Dude, that's like crazy. Even they couldn't find Nate? How'd they find his ass?
But back on land, investigators discover something bizarre in the marina. They locate Nathan's car, and inside is a bucket of eels, the bait that they plan to use. And if they left the bait behind, though, what were they using to fish with? The FBI also found that Nathan recently bought an anchor that would never work for his boat.
Oh my gosh.
They also destroyed his computer before this trip.
Oh my gosh, man, bro. This dude's just planting evidence, bro. Like,
investigator Eric Gemp learns about the missing boat. Something doesn't sit right. With perfect weather conditions and the Coast Guard success rate, how could they find nothing?
Exactly.
It's almost as if the boat had deliberately disappeared. The search continues for 7 days, and in that time, local fishermen find floating debris, a marine deck box cover, a pillowcase, empty coolant containers.
So 7 days and no Nate still?
Nothing really connects
Did he
to the
pack?
missing box.
How did he
Coast Guard
plan this?
contacts Linda's next of kin and gets an education in family dysfunction. Instead of showing concern, Nathan's aunt Valerie launches into accusations against the young man, calling him the talent freak and claiming that he murdered their father. She says his
I thought they were gonna say that the next of kin was Nate and that he was the one who like didn't care. So I was like, when did they find him, and why are they calling him? You know what I'm saying?
just
I thought I missed it.
and that Nathan has every reason to kill Linda. She's about to inherit their father's New Hampshire mansion and a probate settlement scheduled for the following week. But if Linda dies, then that goes to Nathan.
That's fucking greedy, bro. This dude for 2 inheritances, not one, dude, not one inheritance wasn't enough for you, bro. Like, even the first killing shouldn't have even happened, but like 1 inheritance isn't enough for you, dude. The dude was worth $50 million. How much could you possibly need? Like, how much more could you possibly need for not doing anything? Like, I'm not even saying that, like, even if he got like only like 4 million, like, I'm not even trying to say like that's a crazy amount. But like for not doing anything, like this is an inheritance that you're getting. Like, you haven't done anything. You wanting to tell me that that's not enough? Like, that's fuck out of here, bro. Don't start playing the mental health shit when that shit comes, because you want to just fucking go off and kill people, bro, just to take their money. This is literally like just robbery in another way, dude. Just trying to kill people for what they got.
Her own son likely murdered her father. This would also help explain the super precautions she took before heading out on that fishing trip. Though it doesn't appear like it was enough to save her.
Yeah, like, as a mom, bro, too, like, you gotta think, man. Like, I'm not even trying to, like, just go in on her right now because obviously she passed, and that is her kid, but, like, you just have to think, like, this is why I said he should have been in the mental hospital after the grandpa died, because even though he didn't, or he got cleared by the police, dude, clearly something is wrong with that boy. Like, I get having to be the parent and think that, like, you know best what's for your kid, like, you just want to be there for them, but, like, he wasn't even living with her, too. He had the apartment, and then he bought the house. So she really has no control of what's going on. You need to take control as a parent, man, and realize that once your kid is fucking up, like, it's on you now. You got to get him back on the straight and narrow, dude. You should have taken him to the mental hospital, placed him in there, had him receive help, even if he didn't want it, dude. Like, this is no excuse, man.
The Coast Guard officially called off the mission.
That's crazy.
Commander Arsenault and his team are left unsettled. There's no debris, no oil slick, nothing. Despite the massive operation, it's as if the sea swallowed everything without a trace. But then, the very next day, on September 25th, a Chinese cargo ship called Orient Lucky spots an orange ball bobbing in the waves 100 miles off the coast of Martha's Vineyard.
100 miles? Bro, he floated for 100 miles. That's fucking dedication, dude. I'm not, like, giving him props, but that's dedication.
And it has someone inside of it. Nathan emerges and swings towards the freighter as they toss him a life ring, but there's no Linda. Coast Guard officials are stunned by Nathan's condition. After supposedly spending 7 days at sea, he shows none of the expected symptoms. His lips aren't even cracked.
That's what I was saying. I was like, so you spent 7 days at sea? Bro, no. I wonder where he hit off to. Dude, this is fucking nuts. He probably destroyed the boat. Bro, this is fucking... How do you hide a boat, though? That's literally being looked for by the Coast Guard. Nah, we need to see what happened.
Dehydrated.
Wait, they said he was or wasn't?
His lips aren't even cracked. He's not dehydrated. He answers questions calmly and directly, as if he had spent a week on a cruise ship rather than fighting for survival. But that's not the only thing weird here. His location makes no sense either. Ocean currents should have pushed him west. Instead, he's found 35 miles east.
Yeah, this dude's going to jail.
Drift model available.
This dude's going to jail.
So, what's Nathan got to say?
Graduate reacts.
I would just like to thank the public for their prayer.
Oh, hell no, bro. First of all, graduate reacts. That's what I was looking at. I didn't know that my medal had moved from graduation. Second of all, bro, why does he sound like that? Are you fucking kidding me right now? This dude looks like the creepiest of murderers. Look at how he's talking to the people directly into the camera, man. He did it. Whatever they said he did it.
And for their concern for both my mother and for myself. I feel healthy. I feel healthy. Emotionally, I've been through a huge amount.
Well, according to him, they spent about an hour fishing at Block Island. Then around 1 a.m., he convinced Linda to push further out towards Block Canyon to try for tuna. She was hesitant, worried about safety and missing work, but Nathan says he talked her into it. As the sun started to rise over the horizon, he claimed the boat suddenly had engine trouble, and water began pouring in fast. He told his mother to reel in the lines while he grabbed the survival gear, and then without warning, the boat just gave out beneath him. In one moment it was there, the next it was gone. Nathan says he ended up in the water, clinging to the safety equipment. He managed to swim to the life raft, but he never saw his mother again. For 7 days then, Nathan says he survived on water packets and emergency rations. He feared starvation or capsizing in 13-foot waves. Yet the smoke flares in a survival kit never used.
Oh my gosh. Dude, this, like, bro, this should have been the open and shut case of the century. Is this an ad?
When investigators kept digging, Nathan wasted no time finding an $85,000 insurance claim for the lost boat. The insurance companies weren't buying the story. They denied the claim, pointing to holes in his story and literal holes in the boat that he had made himself under the guise of fixing it.
Yep.
A judge later ruled that Nathan had made poor repairs to the boat. Couldn't say for sure whether he had deliberately sunk it. As the case dragged on, media coverage shifted the narrative. Nathan went from being seen as a tragic survivor to a possible killer of 2 family members.
Yep.
The years ticked by, debating that.
Years?
And finally, on May 10th of 2022, a major development.
Bro, this happened 2016. Dude, why does this nigga look like the white version of Chris Brown right now? What the fuck?
Was officially indicted for his mother's murder.
Okay, but dude, 6 years, I, like, lost track for a second, but 6 years between when it actually happened and him getting consequences.
The United States that Nathan Carman killed his grandfather in 2013.
Oh, so it's more, so he got charged for both. Nice, dude. So it's been more than 6 years, dude. It's like 10 years.
And it said he did it to get insurance and family money. The unsealed indictment states Nathan Carman shot his grandfather, John Chotlos, while he was sleeping. The indictment also says Carman got rid of his hard drive and lied to investigators and collected more than $500,000 after his death.
When this gentleman killed his grandfather, he may have done so for the benefit of himself, thinking that he was going to be the beneficiary of the large inheritance.
Dumbass.
It's the case that had long simmered in the background as they tried to piece together exactly what Nathan did during those 7 days at sea. It was starting to boil over. No matter how you cut it up, whatever the real story was, there were just too many inconsistencies with Nathan's timeline. Too many puzzle pieces that didn't fit.
This dude's a dumbass, man.
The repairs to the boat, the fish in his car, being cut out of his mom's will, the death of his grandfather, the fact that he looked pristine when he was rescued.
As he entered court, he yelled, "Not guilty," and then once again inside in a much more solemn tone, Carman again pled not guilty.
Hey, shout out Vermont, man.
Murdering his mother.
As the trial date approached, anticipation grew. For some, it was a long-awaited moment of justice. For others, a painful reminder of everything that had been lost. But the trial never came. Even though Nathan never said he was guilty, it would appear like he had a very guilty conscience.
Look at the slick hair, man.
On the morning of June 15th of 2023, the cell doors opened for breakfast, but Nathan didn't come out of his. He was found dead in his jail cell, and he'd taken a coward's way out of the whole situation.
Nathan Carman's lawyers were blindsided by their client's death. The 29-year-old found dead alone in his cell overnight.
I spoke with him last night for an hour. He was in fine spirits. We were very encouraged. We had action items that we were going to address today.
His lawyers, though, say there was a note found in his cell. They still don't know what it says, but it may provide clues into his death. Carman was just months away from standing trial for the murder of his
Bro,
mother.
that's a
Accused of
crazy
killing her on a
twist.
fishing trip off the coast of Rhode Island in 2016, all to inherit millions of dollars.
Just like that, the case collapsed.
So everybody lost, bro. Everybody lost, man.
The murder charges were dismissed, and the cloud of uncertainty thickened once again. And yet the story wasn't over. A best-selling true crime author, Casey Sherman, has investigated this case through and through in great detail. He's recently released a book about his findings called Blood in the Water. And what he uncovered showed another side of this whole thing, when authorities almost quietly tucked away. He found a lead in Joy Washburn, a woman the FBI considered incredibly credible, who revealed that just 2 weeks before John Chikalos was killed, a family associate had approached her with an offer of $10,000 to kill him and make it look like a hunting accident.
What?
That wasn't all. Sherman also came across a text message from Linda, sent during a tense family dispute when her father demanded that relatives repay $30 million from a family trust that had been chipped away at. Linda's response was essentially to blow her father's head off and be rid of him.
What? Bro, what is going... Dude, the plot twist... Shout out Scary Mysteries, man. The plot twist is going crazy right now, dude. What?
So, was Nathan Carman then the only person to blame in all this? It doesn't necessarily appear to be.
It feels like it could be a whole family thing, dude. Like a whole family conspiracy, bro. Don't tell me that this is the end of the video, man. Nah.
Sherman says that based on what he's uncovered, if he were on the jury in Nathan's trial, he would have voted to acquit. In his view, Nathan loved only 2 people in the world, his grandfather and his mother.
Nah.
And yet, he stood accused of murdering both for a fortune he would have inherited regardless. So were others in the family a part of this whole plan, using Nathan's disabilities to their advantage?
That's not even fair, bro.
Was he a cold-blooded killer, or maybe a mix of both? A victim of wealth and severe family dysfunction?
Bro, this is such a crazy story, man. I'm actually mad this video is not longer.
Him showed up at Nathan's funeral. They buried him beside the grandfather, whom they believed he had killed. In the end, they said Nathan was a deeply troubled soul, one who needed peace. The $50 million fortune still tied up in probate currently. Linda's body was never found, and whatever truth Nathan held onto, well, he took that with him.
What about the note?
The waters off Block Island still hold their secrets, and some stories just don't want to be solved. And this looks like one of them.
That's so crazy.
What really happened that night at sea? Who killed John
Oh,
Jacobs?
we'll never know.
If it wasn't Nathan, then who?
Bro.
The truth, just like Linda Carman, remains lost at sea.
Bro, that's gonna do it for the video, man. I need to know what you guys think in the comments, bro. Like, now I'm, like, really regretting going off on this dude, because now I don't know, bro. Shout out Scary Mysteries, bro. I mean, that's what the whole thing is for. It's to keep us on our toes the entire time. I feel really bad that I talked about him like that, though, and I don't even know, like, if he really did this shit, bro. Dude, like, his family is crazy, and they're dead wrong for saying all the shit that they did. I'm literally so conflicted by this video, and I need to hear what you guys have to say about it. So please let me know in the comments. Yeah, and shout out to Scary Mysteries for letting us use the content, man. Keep putting out shit, bro. We're gonna keep locking in on these reactions, man, because this is fucking nuts, bro. Genuinely have no idea what to say, like, overall about, like, his family. I mean, prayers to everyone involved. And like, nobody won. Like, literally nobody won, bro. All 3 of these guys in this picture right here are gone now. Hey, man. The world's a scary place, man. The world's a scary place. That's all I gotta say about that. Just make sure to like, comment, subscribe, bro. Turn on post notifications because we're posting every day, man. Appreciate y'all joining me for this edition of Mysterious Monday. I'll see y'all in the next video, bro.